Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. Welcome to EDM 702 Quality Management for Organizational Excellence. I will be doing chapter preview of chapter 22, Implementing Total Quality Management. Now, there will be 11 major topics to be covered in this chapter, and we will look at the breakdown for each of the major topics in the following slides. The first part will explore the rationale for change because there are problems to maintain traditional way of doing business, and traditional approach abounds to a short-term focus, tends to be arrogant rather than customer focus, underestimate the potential contribution of employees, especially those in hands-on functions, equates better quality with higher costs, as well as short on leadership and long on bossmanship. The next part will explore the requirements for TQM implementation, where there are several requirements for this implementation to take place, which are as follows. The first one is commitment by top management, followed by the commitment of resources, organization-wide steering committee, planning and publicizing, as well as establishing an infrastructure that supports deployment and continual improvement. We also look at the role of top management, focusing on the leadership side, where leaders are described as people that command or guide a group or activity. So listed down here are some of the characteristics that separate good leaders from the ineffective leaders. Here's the first one. Leaders pull rather than push. Leaders know where they want to go. That means they have their own vision. And then the third one, leaders must be courageous and trustworthy. And the fourth one, leaders' most important role after forming the vision and setting the course is helping people to do their jobs with pride. And the next part is the role of middle management. So that represent the greatest obstacle to success in TQM compared to top managers. And there are several reasons for this, which listed as follows, starting from number 1 up until number 4. The next part will explore the viewpoints of those involved in TQM, Total Quality Management, which is accompanied by fundamental changes in the culture of the organization itself. So it is helpful to examine the perspectives of people at various levels along the way. So these can be referred further on page 447. As for the next part, implementation variation among organizations, it's stated that although there is no right way of implementing certain plan, there are some starting tasks which are necessary for the establishment of TQM, and this can also be referred on page 447. As for the next part, 22.7, TQM implementation approaches to be avoided. So in these major topics, there will be some discussion that provide the ideas of implementation approaches that one organization should avoid. And it is listed as follows, starting from number 1 up until number 4. We'll also look at the TQM implementation approach that works, because every implementation will require certain steps. And these steps must be taken in a logical order in the correct sequence. So the implementation model generally has 3 phases, which are the first one, preparation, secondly, planning, and the last one would be the execution. And the steps can be further referred on the stated page here. As for 22.9, getting on with TQM, so whether an organization can go through this kind of implementation without the help of a consultant will depend on the internal availability of one or more experts. Next, what to do in the absence of commitment from the top. So getting TQM started in a single department is not much different from the process that has been studied for a company-wide implementation. So the number of people involved may be smaller, but the steps are necessary. It is required. And these steps can be further referred on page 455. As for the final major topics, it is about implementation strategies, ISO 9000 and ball reach. Organizations that are not ready to undertake a full TQM implementation but intends to move in that direction can use the criteria of several different award and certification programs as a starting point. So there are two recommended programs here, which are ISO 9000 and Malcolm Baldrige Award. And that will be the end of chapter 22 preview. Thank you.